Well, apart from sludge and ganitong klaseng waste, there's also solid waste, which is also a very
Yes,
big problem.
yung,
That's actually what we see
that is
in
correct.
Manila
So
Bay,
what
diba?
we're discussing
Which is
right now is
Greenpeace's
Just one.
what you cannot see, right?
Yeah.
Although you can smell
Ito
actually
y-
when you go around Rose Boulevard.
Ito yung what we
80%.
can see, and a lot of it
Yeah,
is being
so
blamed on
as you can see,
households,
there's
lahat na.
various estimates on the number of domestic waste, solid waste going into Manila Bay. There's one estimate by the ADB, something like 18,000 tons per day,
Yep.
and then around maybe 20% of that is plastic. So single-use plastic because
Yan yung pumupunta sa tubig,
Yes, yan
not the
pumupunta-
one that's dumped in garbage.
yeah, that's another
Garbage
thing
dump.
because as mentioned earlier, most of the particular the largest river here, Pasig River, and then most of the informal sectors around the edges of the river mostly dump their waste directly into the river, and then this would be composed of single-use plastics, sachets and what have you, that are bought every day and then thrown in a couple of hours. So that's a lot.
So anong solusyon
So
kaya
the
doon?
what
Apart from
Greenpeace is,
relocating
how
a lot
would you
of-
resolve this one? It should entail the entire supply chain. One, the companies and corporations that are manufacturing the single-use plastic should reduce their production of such and go to alternative means of distribution of such products. The second one would be for the government to enforce strictly the laws and regulations concerning the solid waste management. There's a lot of expenditures in terms of getting the garbage of the streets. In fact, I think one truck is around 10,000 pesos per delivery. So you're talking of a lot of wastage in terms of income tax. And then lastly would be for the people themselves to discipline themselves. If they're
yun
not
yung malaking
throwing
problema,
it
di ba?
every now and then that's a problem.
Kasi
So,
even after every religious parade, makikita mo katakot-takot yung kalat
yes,
na. It's
that's
weird attitude,
the first
ano?
week of January. So, in each of the supply chain, in terms of waste management, each one of those should contribute to the solution.
Yes.
And any absence of such would be a disintegration of the entire waste management program because that's the intention of the
How do you
solid
deal
waste
with
management.
a lot of the garbage is attributed to informal settlements all over Metro Manila?
Well-
Even inside. Pati kasi manggagaling sa, Ed was talking about it, galing sa mga creeks, pumunta ka sa estero dyan, halos mukhang puro garbage na lang, wala ka na makitang tubig.
You can walk on water.
You
like,
can actually
Jesus
walk on
Christ.
water, yes.
Yes,
Anong solusyon doon?
Indeed, the informal sectors is a problem. But then again, you have to understand what their situation is. That most of the people coming from their provinces actually goes to Metro Manila in hopes that there would be better opportunities
Kaya
here.
nga.
If in such cases they should be relocated, then the government should plan for
Babalik
their
yan eh.
proper relocation. Otherwise, they would be coming back such that they would be offered basic services so that they could have a better livelihood in those areas farther from Metro Manila.
And many of them are actually voters, so the local officials will
Well,
not
that's
want
another
to
case because the
relocate
elections
them.
coming about, then
Yeah.
that's another case.
Pero Sunny, quick question lang. There's a lot of talk kasi about informal settlers being a major
Relocated.
source of the garbage going out. But are they really that big a problem compared to the companies or the factories? If you do comparatives, sino talaga yung malaki? Ang,
Or throw in subdivisions. I mean, throw in residential waste as well.
That is true, but we cannot pinpoint exactly who is the culprit in this particular case because if you're talking of 200,000 people, the entire population of Metro Manila is around 12.8 million.
Yes.
Now, based on global estimates of plastic production, the plastic production waste every day is around half a kilo per day. So you can just imagine by doing the math, it's a lot. So the one that I mentioned, each of the supply chain, the corporations, the consumers, and the government should get their acts together in order to solve this problem.
The point is actually lahat
all,
is
all,
involved.
Everyone is to
all
blame.
hands on deck. Otherwise, this would not cut it. Well, essentially, the problem natin ng pollution is a mindset. It starts from yourself. And then if you influence others that you could reduce your pollution in air, water, and individual consumption, that would be the best way to go. Start with the families, schools, then communities. That's the best way to go. So there's reason to be hopeful with this particular government undertaking. It would be an enormous task But with the current leadership of the administration, I think that they'll be able to do it.